no matter sumieno abapa wisimedia sa ensi Pent Radio 100.1 FM yokumase asokwa Pentecost House anwumre no num ene fa kase ena ebraso se medebro medin ene oheneba nyako na kase mu ensam no dia ewomu bi enie ene anesefo a woche se bosumi eduni yentu a wonom ka no wokoye osoafo a wohwempomde ensam so abo wonom no ba se wonko akomanto wonyam na wone osoafo ohwesikasem so ebehwe se wonom nyina yebetua wonom eka mena weka say dia aban apagya koko ne bo ne mu biem wapagya mo ham chichemu edu mienu ena chiripo aduonu enso 12.27% ne koko ne bo mefia ka se 400 Ghana cedis ena ababeka ho wasa ensem ya emonso edomkuma ewom rahebedwafie won mabɔ won nsem ede ama eye wosoafo a wo hwɛ eye ojahoden nsem so se ene yenyina mahoden no kwasa baibaye wode ose aye woyo Dr. Mamadu Bawumia kyerɛ sɛ agenda 111 mfiri na adwen mu sɛ woba ayese NDC abana to ne pa hwine so wobeto aso akosi se wonom ebewie ade hye ensam de edoso pa eyi ene de edimu akotene bi na edwumaku a afakase ho kaye ohenere spices and afei so ohenere non-dairy powdered milk wonom adama ena yenya hoden ede kase ne ebro se ke okene streaming live ede mayen adwen pa kofi mensa boy chidom edi free newsroom honomo sabre bedane hote wane age abofo nkrato ede kase ne nchiremu ebeto aso sisia
Midofo a minnim ho agro. Na say die waduane ne da no ayesronko.
Ani omura. Ohinere spices abefi. Aduane de ayesronko. Ohinere chicken seasoning. Se wo tutu, wo chi, ana wo ye akokɔ nam ho bibia. Fakakra sum.
Froye no.
Ohinere stew seasoning be manageta.
Jollof no.
Ohinere jollof seasoning ma hwam ni odew mu odew.
Fried rice no kra die.
Ohinere fried rice seasoning e ma me fredwa frede aponchin kakra no me de ohinere go seasoning na ye asam na me se ni ra ohinere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke eka ho anusu ede aduane ne hwam ne me de no ubedie dibio enti obapa ohinere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efri se ni die ne nso aye de
ohinere spices e de ye
e wo dwa hodro mu eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum.
Afei mame fa mongra mu na yemfa kase ne nkyeremu yemfa ento so ene yeda sorry ye na anesifo binom a wo kyese fa wonum adwumam bosumi eduni wonum krata wonsam yenwie ye wonum sika nso wonum ensankai wote wo ho egu monten so efo Sutherland ho no wo hye eye oye kyere no ase wode koye ekokopie mu ewo asoye a ehwempomuden ensam so wo koye na ne ononyamfo minta kando na ehia wonum no ankasa na wo kyese munyina medemenan ehye mpabo ma mempesua so me emrahebedwane mempesua so ebi fam te se de amofamu na wo kasa nyina na omo nso wo kasa kyese ayese wonum enye osoafo ekrampo eni na yentie sedia wonum aye oye kire na wonsem bi a wo so a wode enam ene nsema no wo kan.
Now, the struggle is now. Our rents, our water bill, our light bill, even the transport to take care of it. It's no easy. All we are asking the government is to pay us. We are not telling the government to lend us money. It's to pay us the money we owes us. The clients you are saying has inspired. You are using that same price to pay others. So why not us? What have we done? If you don't want to employ us any longer, let us go home and go and find something else to do. But if you've employed us with the hopes that you are going to pay us, why 10 months, 11 months with no salary?
We are not machines. We are not robots. We are human beings. We are the government should pay us. Even machines, they fool them. How much more human beings? They should pay us. In fact, we are suffering.
In the beginning of this year, were employed by the government of Ghana, and until date, we haven't been paid. This has been acknowledged by the Minister of Health, and several engagements have been done. But until today, we have no assurance from the government of Ghana that in the shortest possible time, we are going to be paid. So today, we are out in our numbers.
We have a lot of responsibilities on us. Some of us are parents, and some too. I'm from Bunu East region. Look at where I've been posted. I have rented, I pay transport to work, I borrowed money from a bank to pay for my rent. Now my rent is almost due, and then the bank too is also calling me to deposit their money. Look at the interest rate, something I collected for 3 months. Now I'm to pay over 1 year for it. So please, we are begging with all due respect. We are not being mean.
Na wanum ekokodru eye aseye ahwempomude ensem so no nyamfo kwabena mincha kando ehia wanum na wose minuanom enemo mewo mumubisa e mabato mpesua so menim sɛ de tie enyemresa nanso munya botre kakran fama yen bra ye ba ban mu no na kyese nipa anasa nurse for be 13500 eni afa wonum adwuma mu a wanye mo ho hyehye ye bia efa ekwan obefa so obetua moka na kyese financial clearance bia eni hono nanu ne ba ya boy homode ese be yese 7,000 there yetimi ede wonum agu payroll so ayasha se ye wi omuniama yetu omuka ebia aka no be 5,000 plus yegusu aye ye ho adwuma many was for hwesika sem so ebesi nkonwane akasa ne ahwe kosisi ebetu amoka no menna anase masum endweme na wakasa nyina na sa anase for mo so kasa bi from there bi enya wo mfa we mu bi mu ensem bebre adehye yentie sadia ekoso ene.
I have constituents who are going through the same ordeal. I have family members who are going through the same ordeal. The truth of the matter is that we inherited 13,500 of you being recruited without any financial provision. As I speak to you now, we have collaborated with the Ministry of Finance. When it comes to issues of salary, the Ministry of Health then collaborate with the Ministry of Finance. Now, out of the 13,500 people, more than 7,000 to 8,000 of them have been processed and they are receiving salaries. Now, we have about 6,500 of you whose documentations are still being processed. What I can tell you on authority is that we appreciate the challenges you are going through.
Yet mo how no asepa any waka sana na woman so kabi film wo boa ye na chese de eno no na ononyamfo minta akando eto aso ebo wono ma no ba ese woni osofo a wo hwesika sam so no kwasem enya so ye a wonom ehwempomdin sam so woma ne tu omoka finance ministry na pausika hansa ne de tu omoka nti wone ononyamfo atofo sen betena se no ahwese wo mu nyina ye bewi wonom krata ho nsam na ya hyase etu wonom ka mum ebra won market you abesha ase abade onunyafo minta kando entimi amfantudwa.
But we as a Ministry of Health will continue to work closely with the Ministry of Finance until all of you are paid. And so I have heard a lot of you screaming when. With the greatest of respect, allow me to get back to my colleague, the Minister for Finance. Let's put our heads together so that we can give you the final deadline. I do not want to stand here and give you a timeline, say next week, and when it's not been fulfilled, it will be construed as we have also disappointed you again. I know you have going through a lot, but with the greatest of respect, please bear with us. Please bear with us. We will continue to work closely with the Ministry of Finance until each and every one of you have been paid. You are right to demand what you are due.
Yes, you are an employer.
And therefore, not until all of you are paid, we will not relax on our hours.
Kosisa mo nyina yebetua moka no enya dia yebetwentwen ho adodo ye ho anase yebe relax sa ononyamfo kwabena minta akando health minister na mamemfa wo ento aso ene ononyamfo eye kesa atofosen finance minister wono ena enei se yekase abedwaku a wonom ehwe koko ho ensem eye free on board eye abedwaku a wonom ehwe Cocoa yanko dani ani a kind of producer price review committee na wono ena eti edwam wono na chance ntrofo no che se cocoa ni boni atum e se ya pagya cocoa ni boni mu ebra wono ene omanfo kasa ya nase wotu cocoa ni bo mu no na eno no eye August bosuminim wono etu mu no na che se eba besi 3228 Ghana cedis 75 pesos na kanene 3100 no omanfo so na say na ade kan ho dabi we die say ayese Kofi Konso gina kwantia enne osofo asan he de aban anu di 17 mpo asan beto dwa say aban beto Cocoa ni de free akuafo no ensem ye 3625 Ghana cedis per bag. Nacha say what the total Canadian who anacha say more page say cedis no a henai metre 400 Ghana cedis. Ebra wade Cocoa entumu ne bo eba August bosumi ne no wote abedwakuo se wonum enkotena se na wonum enhwehwem enhwe Cocoa no edwaman so afi Cocoa kuaye dia ekom na yenhwe se de betimi asiadane ani ade afabiem na eno na eneisa committee na producer price review committee no wonum akotena se wonum ayi wadwuma nyina awie ama osofo Dr. Kesa Atoforsen wodi wonum anim ade sa ensem yi wode atodwa meno eka say no say no Cocoa ne bag na akwa kodru 3625 Ghana cedis sha se nyame adoma ochina fie ya enti se wati Cocoa bi asi wona se wokọ akoton na enyanko de ne watu adi ochina ubenya ntumu be se 400 Ghana cedis de aka ho we ntumu no wose ebe se ohomchichemu edumienu ene na chiripo aduonu enson Yantua was way na oswafo abedi akire de ma asoya ehwe akwaye ene nsase ensem so yonunyam for Alhaji Yusuf Sulemana wode atodwa kire se Ghana se yebetimi adi yebo ade bobre ehuni na yakwaye yenso yebetimi abo ho ban na galam se yebetu ase na ye ho atoyen a je se yankaso manfo no yenya adwene fuforoye ewo se sakira ya adwene wo se yansakira ya adwene na se yetimi ekonkrofo ne yekunkum sabio yeyi wo mo ye galam se asase nyina kra free so a wo mo beba ene wo mo beka no still ebesan ayo hawo enu nti ye kon na ban etu sorry editia ni amabone ye editia yensa se ne kwaye no ewo se yensuenya adwene fuforoye.
We shouldn't be talking about budgetary allocations. It should be a collective effort. And it should be an issue of our attitudes. How long can we continue to invest when our attitudes don't change? So, for instance, if government today is investing 100 million in waste collection and what have you, and we don't change our attitudes, it will just be like pouring water into an open container. So what will be the essence of budgeting and investing huge sums of money into a project that you cannot sustain? What are we doing to educate our people from primary school? Okay, all our institutions, our palaces, our churches, what are we doing to educate our people to know that the environment is very, very important and that we shouldn't litter around and that we should not pollute the environment?
Ani a woti ye eye ononyamfo eye receive wono eye oswafo abedi akire de ma ahweye a ehwe yensa se ne yenkwa yensem so ononyamfo Alhaji Yusuf Sulemana nene ena yetiye no Dr. Mamadou Bawumia Kaneno wono ena na ye omampani abedi akire wono anso ne gira 2 franka edema NPP amanyuko no ewa afia etwemu wode nansa asi wono mo ese wo hia eye NPP empanifo constituency officials executive wono ewo enkran pompuni mantemo na nansa yi enene da edikan woni wono ekasa no wache se eneyi NDC aban ebetena Ghana banwa kasiesu mo se agenda 111 hospitals ani yesi de yensi anwe ni nyina wagye nyina de ahye nwuram nyame ya dom na se MPP aban eba ye behwese ni nyina ye beto aso ene one constituency one dam ne de keka ni nyina ye besan aba baye we eye Dr. Alhaji Mamadou Bawumia.
One constituency, one ambulance. We took 2,300 people into the National Ambulance Service. Another idea, Agenda 111. We're building these hospitals. NDC is not yet continuing with them. If they don't do so, when we come back, we will finish their Agenda 111 hospitals and employ people in them. If you look at what we have done, Gold for Oil, Gold Purchase Program. Now the Gold Purchase Program is the first of its kind in the whole of Africa. No other country. And it is not in a textbook. It is from the mind. We thought about it and said, this is the way for Ghana to go. We have not done this since independence. And now everything that everybody is talking about is gold, gold, gold. We had been there since independence.
Ani awoti ye Dr. Mamadou Bawumia MPP amanyuko no one the two frank adema wonom afia etwemo wono ena wote nene no Yanto aso kane osofo be de akire de ma hwe ya ehwe ojahoden ensem so wosan ye mrahye bidwane de mamfo wonom ewo efidwa kwabre nof ononyamfo Collins adomako mensa we ranking member on energy ewo mrahye bidwafie wonom aboanan ene wonom akwakohwe Ghana ojahoden ECG ne de wonom niam mu akohwe nkrete no obai no se abusuafo se nipa no ye ade a wosaye enti wo hwe a osoafo a wo hwe ojahoden ensem so ne nyina mahoden ononyamfo John Jinapo wa ya dia papa se anoba wo de ba beto na hye bidwafi no wanka no kwa wodni nyina aye adwuma ena wotenkran ya woka ne awoso pa na esisu hire nya de bedum enum enya de nso current ne bekofom wo hwa wo si ECG bosumi etwa mu sika wotimi agege yanko ana kyese abakosi mu ebikura ensida enya no nwanwa esan enhyehyɛ ya wodi agu akwamu ne nsɛm a ɔsoafo de beto dwa wo mra hye bidwafi no enne ka ho no won matimi adi sa adwuma wei wo si ne nyina mu no so na kwanya wo so won betimi aye dodo na wo si ohaw kakra won mehu ye eye de wo asante mantemu ha no mo se ene asante mantemu wo ha no mo a wo na wo kanea no ase current na kofo mo nya low current bi sa na ebubu nani na nso ni nyina mu no wotimu se enche bia eno so ye betimi aso ano ama na baba ye ade bia ebetwam ni nyina mu no wo se osoafo John Jinapo waya ade yempene no
your core rounds, we can't say there are no issues. But of course, if there are successes too, we should be bold and humble enough to accept there are some successes so much okay. One of the successes has to do with the cash waterfall mechanism. A report from ECG, XFL, or more cash collections, which is the revenue through the cash waterfall mechanism. In July, they recorded the highest ever, which was about 1.7 billion Ghana cedi in a month. They said they can even do more. But the fact that they've moved from AB at 1.1, 1.2, to 1.7 is in itself a remarkable achievement. I say born abaso. These are part of the reforms that Energy Minister Beboya Mane or Parliament. As a minority, are sure say indeed we will support him for any reforms. That is a success. I'm the one Ghana cedi buy and no one will say fuel prices cost up and down. Ocean electricity build up now and say tariffs are the fuel cost the power machines is all part of the tariffs are here. I'm not surprised said they've raised some money to buy enough liquid fuel to ensure said there's some stability. It's the same the only problem we are having now is the voltage level. Some parts of the north. Also, the voltage from Kaka is not as we expected. Yes, we commend the minister for the stability, but there's more room for improvement.
Ane no nyamfo John Jinapo wa ya de mo yemprene sa na eye mrahye bedwani wo kire na chese wa ya de pa no nyamfo adomako mensa wode wani ko hu ye no na enye kasa bi keke na ononyamfo eye John Jinapo be kasa ye na mom wa ye adwuma watuso anamompa efri enra edeba enane na nsade na chese ononyamfo Sam George omanfo ato ono agu ne so papa ni nyina ne se wo be hye Ghana fo bo se DSTV ne bo mema na kofom mema Ghana fo ho ato afi wo ba ya wo se ebo ndie nkofom o na emo me bi ba be ka mo ho TV channels na wunya na ye de bi ba be ka na no manfo se we maka se me pe TV channel bi dia me pe ne se bo na be kofom dia me pe na makwa akoto entimato ne de e wo se no ne bo na wo hye me bo se be afon eno na ma ne mra na afi dia ekwa we na emrahye bidwane dwuma manfo wonom ewo abrem onunyafo Esuako Oredu, where ranking member, Communication. Watch I say ononyam for some George. Dia wo ye ya papa eduru ba bia ase ni suba bi no wa yet say omampani Donald Trump. And so ne nya omampani Donald Trump or omampani edema America. Wo yo soafo a sabio aban anase omampani abodin. Omampani John Dramani Mahama na wo ye wo boss. Onhwe no unsi ni suba nsua no. Ase eduru ba bia wo kasa na dabi. We eye ononyam for Charles Esiakon Oredu.
That's not how, as a leader representing government, that's not how you behave. He went to TV station, Joy News. Look at the demeanor. Telling the host that he doesn't know where he learned comprehension. Telling us, we, the minority, that we are incompetent. Is such a person fit for purpose? Look at their leader, their president that they look up to. Look at the way he conducts himself. And then look at you, the subordinate. Sometimes he wants to behave like Trump. But unfortunately for President Trump, he's the president of the United States of America. In your case, you are a minister appointed by the president. So you can't be issuing ultimatums. You can't be issuing threats. Once you do that, private businesses who want to come into the country are like, hey, what kind of system do we have in Ghana? So there are things that you can do. When you speak to the other ministers, they'll tell you there are issues that they have with private companies working in Ghana. If you go to the mining sector, there are a lot of mining companies who have issues. But their respective ministers are meeting them behind closed doors, trying to resolve the matters. The matters don't escalate to the public domain.
Yo na eno ononyamfo Charles Redu ono na ese ase ononyamfo Sam George duru ba bia ne kasa eno wo kasa dodo enti mayento also mamemfa wo ento aso na yenkom. Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer wono ene acting CEO at the Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication. What they are cotton penny for enemy say some radio wo hia emwapa say yenso na sen anase yenso na tene na sen said the be ya wonu betimi atretre wonu ma hye ne akwaban mu e de akọ enkrase a network anyho wase no onim so wa ya adwuma pa nanso adwuma na wa yi nyina chi no Ghana henkrase bebre ho no a ukojira ho no a megina ba bi na mekasa enya adwuma utimu so obi furu dua pa ansa na wo de akọ akoye ko enu nti ba bi a wonu maduru obi hia say ye betimi aboa wonom said the be obetimi atretre network system ni mo na akwa so inkrase so wobo omampani abaso so omampani abo no modern wono so eboa pa amasa anamontui etimi akọ nanim.
Out of 1,177 of them are active. When I say they are active, I mean traffic is passing through it. People can make calls and all that. And in those communities, that means we have about 1,177 communities which are covered with this rural telephony technology that we are using. We still have some remaining one that we want to do. We are hoping that by the close of the year, we should be able to do the additional 461, which are not done yet. That is what we are targeting, to make sure that we roll out this. It means about 461 communities are going to be added to our rural telephony network. That means that we're expanding coverage to a lot of communities across the country. But I do know that a lot of communities are still not covered. After the 400, because we have a lot across the country, penetration is quite a difficult, and that is why we are proposing additional mechanism of funding that can help us to go. I have to thank the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for showing interest in this aspect, the rural telephony, and that's why 16 million has been given out this year to continue the project, because he felt that communication is key to whatever you are doing, and you, the media, you need it, because you go to those communities and there's no network. I don't think your gadgets will.
Muhia pa mo ensentrofu mu ko ekurase na se mu kodro na network enye adwuma menye sure say mu betimi aye mu adwuma na se de ese. Ghana Meteorological Agency GMET wonum de atodwa na wonum ha wode atodwa na ene se wonum mfidie pa wode hwe obo ade bobre ewiem ewu se ene nso beto ene wia bebo pa ene nso na ebo no mensa na beto si mfidie na ayedada no kwase mfide ni nyina ayedada enu nti eduru ba bia mfide wode ye adwuma na nso ensunsun so anasa resource mfide ni mom na enye papa enti ebeduru ba bi ne beka se ene ye mfide ni kire se enso betimi atodonko ebebo be se nonum kra ni nso ni mu na aye ne nyina mu no wode atodwa wo sere sempanifo enko wonom mwa aban enhwe na won tisika bi mfemre wonom se de be obetimi adi dwuma so na nka wonom mfide yi obetimi asesa wode nsem itodwa ebra abadwa ku e wo mra hyebedwafi wonom etutu wonai ekobo anai wo hono ekohwe won dwumadie ehwe won mfidie ewie ye no de atudwa se sei na ye hawotie na mfidie ni ba bi aduni.
Even though Section 12 of the Act instructs some of our sectors or some of our stakeholders to pay some services or some fees for the services they enjoy, as we speak, we only get some monies from airport company. Ghana Civil Aviation is yet to pay. And Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, as you are here with us, it is our prayer and it's our belief that you would help us in this regard, because as at now, we have no source of funding coming from Ghana Civil Aviation, whom we provide services for.
Na we ena committee a wonom eko honom wonom dwom tenani anaso wonom ba no dani owura bandin abednego watch say no kwasem de yehui no kwasem pa na yanhwe yi anache say ye the information na sensem be babonten so ensem na enya no kore enti yakoi ye mrahye bedwafie de koto wonom animu ya ye behwe kwan befa so a ye betimi enya sika na ye de abeso eye Ghana Matthew for asin.
Of course, their constraint is the lack of equipment. That I remember when I was with National Communications Authority, they had to rely on the NCA for NCA to assist acquire some equipment for them. I believe they are still in use. So they relied on the benevolence of other authorities or government agencies to assist them, because they themselves could not raise the funding, the money, the required money to be able to acquire some of this project. So I can see staff who are eager and willing and ready to work, but they are frustrated because they don't have the requisite equipment to work with. That is the problem. So we will be engaging the Minister for Communications, which the agency falls under, to consider us increasing their budgetary allocation.
Na owura bednego wono ena edwom tenani parliamentary select committee eno no wono ena ekodi sedwuma no kokohwe ya wode sa ensami etudwa yekopiem ewo apiemantam Eastern Regional Specialist Psychiatric Hospital wokofodua Dr. Janwa Opare Ado wode afutu akwade ama emabun se enubonenom enye kra ehadwen eseye adwen eseye brabo adisuafo asukufo na motiti sukuda musua de mo hwe se mo bema homasua no aye modadwen na mbetwe mo ho ede free enubone enom ho esanse enubone no mo ho no mu no enyade a ebo akra wode nsem itudwa ebra wo hia ye St Peters Senior High School no adisuafo no mechre pesco ema woni wonom atwetwe sankomo yi
Emma Bedro ha itimi Emma Mofrano area saati bia ne mu curiosity ya na opese ohun ade na o maka ho asem no kwa den ne wom ade na me hwe wo TV so a mehu a ye bu a tin fifire na ye se no san na itestify eno eka ho ebo so a genetics obusia bi wo ha obo se obi ekofa ensan no mabon sa na wakosa ati bia ne enti sa obi no so no so kofa cannabis and we won't send otini kosa na etini emanipa no ko ohawmu depression any other mental health illness to say woman mo ha omo ti say ni bi ni omo di nkomo ni ade no obi wo ha in their quest to seek for treatment no instead na omo beba professionals so no omo treat omo bon say they go and take these substances enti di kai betwe en ho afi enamfo bone ana baby a yehu ensano de no bone nom ene ade ni ma yen kodi agro ho na yen nwin say yen ye sonko because ukwa possible say obekwa akotse atoms a ohaw ni mu enti you avoid those cases na if possible go to abeg adamfo onia anabusia omo be show omo encourage you ama wotimi aye oniama pepepe senia etie
na wowie ye no ana owura Prince do wono eye drug abuse ambassador a wadi no bone no enubone achi be se emfie edunsia wade to dwa kire se emabuni bebre wo ho no ma enuboni wonnom esan se wonnom nim hunim de na sadia ehon twretie wonnom ennim ehon akade bibia nti obi nya ka ya na jese wonnom afa no wonnom enum wo se enye
the drugs in 16 years and I am adum making a film for almost 9 years now let's say Ofia or woman on go more and on pep and the other pass of the fine band of the pass of the on take a decision, even though it's not easy. Let's just say, but my dear Jai, why am I fast to Jai and water, food, and God. And I also why I just offer so come, message say, men for me because drug journey and easy journey. Send your mom painting, made them a example. I've called for schools, say, what Ghana, I'm a mobile my life, so a giant dragon. Now, one challenge, you're facing the same thing. Normally, so be giant drugs, and I so do a drugs, man. Society, no, everyone say, oh, yeah, Nipa, one year, and I say, even though so giant for now, so, only so in Nipa, one year. The rest saying, yeah, drug addicts and two. Now, you have to find out if you
na eno eye afutu a wode kodema adesuafo ewonfi apeye mantemu ebra wonom ekohia eye St Peters adesuafo yemfa kase ni nwura mu nko amanane ensemo UK Prime Minister eye Oracle Stama meno kase wahia eye Israel adehia wonom ewo UK Manchester eye Jewish abusuano anase adehie no ni nyina ene se ene nipa bonifuo bi atimi atushen atwese kan ato ahye Israel fo adehie bi no so ma ene wode sekan wo nipa mienu ama wonom ato na no monse do ewo Manchester synagogue na eno ana Prime Minister HS we eye atutrasem na ebra sa nipa bonifuo edi sa nyampena sem isima be se enso pepepe enane apoisifo enso so esane atubran woduru no mo a ene sa nipa bonni a ono twituo ede eku sekan ede ku Jewfo na se Israelfo mienu wono so apoisifo agene kwade afiri ne nsem a wono so enkate asefo ho biem owura Kel Stama ede ato Jewfo a wonom ewo eye UK no say wono ene na ban wo be sori waka no abo ejufo eho ban won pene ema atamfo anase won pene ema atutrasem ensori ewo UK memu hono mo ema dehia wonom eba se wonom ya hwohwo won ba hwe wonom ani so ade anase wonom ba sra UK na nipa bonofo betu won so sasa age wonom nkwa ede afiri wonom ensem ade shere kase no esi dia edi emu akotene ebi ene se yeko enkran ebra anesifo a yentua wonom kabosumi edu wonom eye oye kire ese aban enhwe na wontua wonom eka na no osoafo ohwempomden nsem so ebo wonom na oba se woni osoafo ohwesikasem so ebetua na mombia na wahwe se yetua se omanfo yika ansa na wonom eho atowon abai apeja koko ne bomo wa hamuchichimu edumienu na chiripo duonu enso 12.27% ene koko ne bono akwakudu 3,625 Ghana cedis eshase wo china sa enso na dom kuma ewo mraship jafie bo wonsem ede ama ononyamfo John Chinapo ene na so ye ne se wono bo homoden wa ya de sanse ne Ghana nyima hoden no atimi anya